Your Majesty, an Eyes and Ears report of recent events in the Westlands. What was, what will be, and what is may yet be spoiled by this report, which contains major spoilers through Season 3, Episode 3 of this turning of the Wheel of Time. Our Eyes and Ears report that the man Rand al'Thor, who proclaimed himself Dragon Reborn at Falm a month ago, was recently in the city of Tar Valon. Specifically, a well-placed contact in the White Lion, an inn which caters to your Majesty's subjects visiting the city, managed to overhear a conversation in which he indicated his interest in going to the Aiel Waste. To what end we are as yet unsure, but it does seem he left the city recently, by land, going east toward the spine of the world. In addition, drawings are circulating of al'Thor flying through the air in combat with a man who is alternately one of the Forsaken, or even the Dark One himself. This is of course ridiculous. No one can use the one power to fly, only to make extended jumps. In a grave tactical error, it seems the Amyrlin Seat has ordered Tsutsama, the highest of the Red Ajah, to be sent away to hunt down the false dragon Majum Taim in Saldaea. This positions Galena Kazban to temporarily replace her, and for Elida to gain significant influence within the Red Ajah. But, as we all know, temporary things can easily become permanent. Galena, unlike Tsutsama, appears to be amenable to Elida's preferences, enhancing her ability to undermine the Amyrlin's influence in the hall and the tower. The full significance of this becomes more apparent with additional information. Aes Sedai sent a message informing us that there is a seer in the White Tower working for the Amyrlin Seat, who reportedly saw visions indicating another battle is coming to the tower.
Whatever this battle is, it hasn't happened yet. At least 9 Aes Sedai are as good as dead.
When?
I don't know.
If your Majesty will recall, there are 21 sitters in the hall of the tower. It seems the Ajahs rapidly replaced the sitters who died or fled as part of the previous battle, and it seems those sitters have shifted the balance of power toward the Red Ajah. I strongly suspect that all the sitters from the Blue and Green Ajahs, and perhaps some from the Brown, White, or Yellow Ajahs, still support Swan Sanche. Perhaps 9 of them? This still does not explain why Elida believes the Red Ajah has the votes in the hall to cage the Dragon Reborn.
The highest of the Red Ajah will soon call a vote in the Hall of the Sitters. Perhaps the most important one in Tower history. Swan Sanche will lose, and my Red Sisters will restore the Tower to its original mission, finding and caging the Dragon Reborn.
12 of 21 is well short of even the 2/3 majority that would be required for any action, let alone such a momentous act as hunting down and caging the Dragon Reborn. No, the greater consensus of unanimous support from all present in the hall would be considered necessary, as we discussed in a previous report. And, given the perception not entirely unearned of Swan Sanche's reluctance to cage the Dragon Reborn, as many in the tower seem to prefer, a majority of the hall likely does not trust her to faithfully execute such a strategy. And yet, deposing an Amyrlin still requires unanimous support from all present in the hall. But if the 9 sitters who still supported Swan Sanche conveniently died in the coming battle, this would guarantee unanimous support from 12 sitters. A small group, nonetheless sufficiently large to establish quorum, which at minimum is 11. I suspect there may be defections within some of the Ajahs both in favor or against the Red or the Blue Ajah positions, in defiance of their Ajah's stated position. There would be plenty of time later on for the newly raised Amyrlin to replace the fallen sitters with those who agree with the tower's new position against the dragon. Except from the Blue Ajah, I suspect this may so damage relations between the 2 Ajahs that the Blue refuses to sit in the hall for fear of being killed next time they disagree with the new Amyrlin Seat. Oh, and obviously, this Amyrlin would be from the Red Ajah. If I recall correctly, Aes Sedai was the one who suggested your Majesty's actions at your coronation, showing her openness to using violence in the pursuit of securing power. I would not put it past her to repeat old tactics once more, even in a far more inappropriate setting of the tower, where the Amyrlin does not hold the same powers and prerogatives as your Majesty enjoys as Queen of Andor. Your Majesty knows my feelings regarding the choice of leaving Elida, the woman who wants and no doubt still yearns for the seat, in the tower. If Elida held the seat, she would turn the Aes Sedai toward a dangerous policy regarding the Dragon Reborn. Lord Gabriel was absent for an extended unexplained period of time yesterday evening. Was he... Never mind. Please disregard. I respect your Majesty's choice. We have every indication that Lord Gabriel is devoted to you, Your Majesty, as he has been for, what did you say, more than a decade? Lastly, we hear rumors from Tarvalon that your daughter is not in the city, but surely this is because she was absent previously, and rumor has simply not caught up with current events. She couldn't possibly have come all the way back to Tarvalon, reassured Your Majesty that you would not lose her, only to gallivant back across the world to one of the most dangerous and lawless cities in the Westlands. Your Majesty, this concludes our report. Forward the White Lion of Andor. My ladies and lords of the Westlands, Aiel, wise ones, and clan chiefs, rulers from sundry lands, if you find the reports my clerks and I produce to be helpful, as you labor in the service of your people, do honor us with your raised thumbs, patronage, and subscriptions. Until our next report.